this is bad, because if you really pay attention, okay, did you see that word? It was a very fast word. What do I mean by that? Like now he's playing weak side. He knows, he goes like, did you see that he words like this is a brush and he words at the extremity of the brush right here. So he doesn't like waste any time. Now he's gonna push. Remember that if the minions are like below 35% HP, you do 200% more damage on the minions with Kaisa Q. Remember that, he knows this obviously. And I'm very surprised that he's actually pushing and he's not recalling when Jin already recalled, right? But the reason why he's doing this is because he's 300 gold away from the item. His strong side, since Poppy is actually going to bot lane and Jarvan is also bot proximity. So this is why he's doing it. Obviously, now you might say, oh, besides, so you're telling me that if I'm 300 gold away and my Jarvan is top and my Poppy is petting top, should I recall in that situation? Yes, you should. What's going on, guys? Besides, here in today's video, we're gonna analyze Peyz, one of the best, if not the best AD carry in the world, Gen.G AD carry. Let's take a look what it does. Challenger, obviously, Korea, Kaisa. We're gonna watch it. You have it on the screen. Let's take a look at this. This is gonna be a banger. I really like he plays on very low DPI. I don't know if you guys know. So he plays 800 DPI. He does have a Logitech mouse, like a pretty heavy mouse, and he has a super fast pad. This is actually important because when you have a DPI, when you're thinking about the DPI, obviously like you can have a slow pad, you can have like a fast pad. So let's take a look at this. So he plays with Poppy, so we are going to expect that he's going to play a bit safe early on, because I mean obviously Kaisa against Jin is like quite weak. Poppy level 1 is quite weak. Do you guys see what he did here? Like he actually barriered. He barriered the crit from the Jin. So what is the reason behind that? Well, the thing is, if he's gonna be like this HP right now, he's not gonna have enough pressure to actually play for level 2. So the reason, like now he's like using barrier, he tanks the crit and now he can push with the Q. Jin is actually one of the best, if not the best champion that can get the push level 1, which is quite important. So he actually uses barrier. It's only 3 minutes and now he can actually play the lane. He does hit the minions constantly because he knows that this is contestable. Poppy and Alistar, there are similar in terms of early game power, and Kaisa and Jin the same thing. He does walk up right here. He does have W, goes for the first target, obviously. Doesn't really go onto the Jin here. He's gonna use W. Beautiful dodge there by the Alistar. I would suppose that he's just gonna slow push here. And he's gonna go for a ward in the next 45 seconds. It's 227, so after 245 you can get ganked level 3, but usually you get ganked after 320. Ooh. That is a big flash. Okay, so they play super aggressive. I mean, this is Korea. Yes, this is Korea. So they play very aggressive. Now they're gonna get zoned. Isolated Q. Good job. Using the biscuit. Ooh, I think he's gonna actually die here. Ooh. Okay, so 1 for 1. Are you having trouble converting your early game advantages into wins? Feel like your damage output is lower than it should be, and you feel like you're putting in the work, but you're not seeing really the results? My name is Peyz, with a track record of coaching over 3,659 players with ranks between Iron and Challenger. Here is what I've accomplished with my client. Right here you can see Silver 1 to Emerald 4 in 1 month time with 1 coaching session. This guy right here got to Grandmaster in NA after when the first coaching session we've done, he was hard stuck in Diamond 2. Alex right here, he was gold 4 1 year and a half ago, and he got to Grandmaster 800 LPP after the coaching session. Here is his master account after just being a gold player a year and a half ago. This is what the coaching session can do to your gameplay. And here is something that you might find inspiring. I've personally climbed from Iron to Diamond with dealing with 200 ping. Now I'll actually get Master Tier with 200 ping on this account that you're gonna see right now. As you can see right here, this is Emerald 1 with very decent win rates on some of the champions, and I'm playing pretty well in high Emerald to low Diamond. And I actually play Ezreal as well, as you guys can see right here, and I'm not really scared. If I can achieve this against high Emerald players and low Diamonds playing with such a huge handicap, 200 ping Ezreal, imagine what we can accomplish together with you playing under optimal conditions. Are you ready to see the real progress that you can do? Go to Peyz.com and book your coaching session now. Let's improve and get better together. Like, did you guys see that? The moment he died, he looks at the wave. Wave is coming into him. He's already thinking, okay, I'm gonna get back to the lane. Wave's coming into me. That's good. I don't know what happened here, because it just feels like this wave is coming into him. Okay, what is happening? Okay, I guess this is like a bit unlucky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minions against 1, 2, 3, 5, 4 minions, and this is a bit slightly healthier than this one, I think. it looks kind of the same. I think that what happened is probably, yeah, like, okay, yeah, I see. So it was a bit unlucky. It was like so close to push into him, because if the next wave comes here closer to his tower, it's gonna make the wave come into him. So we can see that the cannon, like that extra minion, like makes huge difference. So Jin didn't get a kill, but the wave is actually slow pushing into Jin, so it wasn't worth. He gets a longsword. He needs to just last it here. Don't think he's gonna push. Okay, so Jarvan is close proximity. They are making a play on the river. This is slow pushing into them, so he needs to push right now. This is not coming into him, so there is no reason for him to like let the wave to come into him. He's gonna push this. Super good. I really like his mechanics. It's like playing against Faker, but it's like probably like a fanboy, obviously. Faker's name in SoloQ is like hide and bush. And now he's gonna constantly push. The Jarvan is recalling. He's probably gonna play for grubs. So he's just gonna keep pushing, because the thing is, in this specific matchup, when you have full vision in the jungle, like kill pressure is like kind of hard in this one, unless like Alistar does something stupid. So it's just gonna be a push lane. So the reason why he's actually perma pushing is because even if he lets the wave to come into him, Jin is gonna be able to easily poke Peyz, and Poppy is not strong enough to all in. So he can't let the wave come into him. If he had like a blitzcrank or someone that, you know, can actually like walk up and engage, then obviously he will be able to like let the wave come into him and then let the blitzcrank go in. But now he's like, okay, we only win this matchup if Alistar goes in. If Alistar doesn't go in, we don't really have much access to them unless they stay close to the wall. And this matchup is pretty much Kai'Sa versus Jin, and against Jin as Kai'Sa in a vacuum, we don't want to get pushed in ideally. So this is why he's like always trying to get prio. And I like he's playing very consistent. Like he's not flipping coins. Now wave is coming into him. I think he should just let it come into him. There is no reason for him to push right now. Okay, that guy's dead. Nice kiting right there. I think he can get one. He does have flash, but the guy has barrier on Jin. And the jungle is bot as well. Do they have jungle close proximity here? Let's see what Peyz is gonna do. I think he should play Fog of War. He shouldn't show. Okay, now he's showing. Usually you don't show because you want to make sure they think that you recall and they push faster. But in this case, Jarvan is behind, so he wanted to bait. You guys see that? Like right here, usually you don't show. You stay here. You make Jin think that, you know, you recall. You push this way very hard and then you recall. But obviously as Kai'Sa, if you fake recall here in the back of the tower, then you have lots of time to like, you know, catch the wave after. But now he's actually baiting. He's walking up intentionally because Jarvan and Aurelion Sol from mid lane his bot, so now he's actually intentionally baiting here. Let's see. He does have E. Looking. Auto attack, walking up. He's so confident. He does have flash on the Alistar combo, so he doesn't like need to think about it too much. He just flashes it. He does use his W here. Wow, that's so I don't see many pro players using W on the minions much, unless it's like absolutely needed, because it's like huge kill pressure if you have it. But now he's just thinking that in the next 30 seconds he's just gonna take this and push the next one. He could recall immediately after this to match Jin base. The problem is that the wave is on his side and he's going to slow push into them. So tempo in this specific situation and matching the recall of the Jin is not important. One, because the rake is not up, so tempo is not so important at the moment. And two, because the wave is coming into the Jin, so he couldn't just like recall to like match the base of the guy, yes. So now I'm just thinking like what is nice about him is that he has good mechanics, he's really smart about the game, and he also has like a pretty decent pool. So he kind of has it all. I don't know how to say it. So this is what he's gonna do. So obviously he's gonna go for the pickaxe into longsword. This is just pretty standard. Why is it standard? Well, obviously he wants to go for the Q evolve. He's a weak side, so I would be surprised if he's pushing this. Yeah, he's gonna freeze, Poppy mid, Jarvan top. I think he has a lot of vision on the river, so he can play. He just needs to mess the push and try to keep it here. Obviously, Jin is going to try to push, so don't think this is going to be possible at all. So let's see what he's going to do right here. Just going to take the minions, slowly but surely. Then he's going to look to mid lane. I like this. Like, this is something that I really like a lot, right? Like, pay attention to this, right? So he takes the wave and other people will be like, oh, okay, I'm weak side, I stay in the tower, you know, wave is coming into me. But no, Peyz is like, no, this is my range of my ultimate. We have so much to see with the Poppy ulti and Poppy E. So what I'm gonna do, since I can't really push the wave in this case, right? Because maybe they are gonna be into the brushes, I'm playing weak side, there is no reason for me to walk up aggressively. like I have my wave is here, their wave is there. So if Jin is gonna hard push, I have like 15 seconds to come back, minimum 15 seconds, because it's a cannon wave, and the Jin push is like not so fast now. So he's like, okay, let me bet mid. I have my ultimate. This is reliable, but the moment I see Jin is pushing, I go back immediately, right? I ping assistance because we know we actually win 2v2. We're still weak side, so I would be super surprised if he's actually trying to play aggressive. I think what he's gonna do is they're gonna try to like Q, auto, E, and then run away. So he, like, it looks like he didn't do anything special, but he does. He is actually playing really good macro. His positioning shows me that he has a great minimap. He knows how much, you know, minion waves matter. Like even here, right, in pro play, like Gen.G, like if Chovy is getting dove, pay attention to this. If Chovy is getting dove right here, look at this. So he looks mid and he immediately clicks there. Why? It's because he's Kai'Sa. On Kai'Sa, Jhin, and like any like long range champs, like, you know, that you can like ulti, or that, let's say you're Jhin, you go here, you ulti. Same thing with Kai'Sa, you can ulti really easy. Plus, what is the option, right? What is the alternative? He's going mid. What is the alternative? To push? I mean, okay, you're gonna get waves, but you're not losing anything if you move here. So I like his map awareness. I really like his map awareness and his ability to understand which fights to follow. And guess what? If he's in the same situation right here, he goes to the lane and he's on Vayne, he won't follow, he won't care. Like now, if he's playing Vayne, he will stay here and push. Why? Because on Vayne, you can't move mid. Why? It's because you don't have an ability that will allow you to actually join the fight with ease, right? But with Kai'Sa, with Jhin, with these champions that are like Ashe ulti and stuff like that, if you know you can collaborate there, if you know that, you know, the jungle is fighting and you can get it in time, then obviously go there. Obviously now, this requires him to this requires you to understand, one, what kind of champion you play and how fast can you get there, what is your actual range, and two, you need to actually know how much time do you have before you need to go back to the lane. Because as you pay attention here, Peyz is always getting back to the lane when he should. He's like hovering some place. He's sometimes committing, sometimes not. But he's not doing it too much. He's always ready to catch the wave. And look at the word as well. So he's again weak side. Poppy inted him. He recalled exactly when Kai'Sa is pushing. Obviously, Poppy wants tempo most likely for the grabs. Or maybe he wants to roam top lane. But this is bad, because if you really pay attention, okay, did you see that word? It was a very fast word. What do I mean by that? Like now he's playing weak side. He knows, he goes like, did you see that he words like this is a brush and he words at the extremity of the brush right here. So he doesn't like waste any time. Now he's gonna push. Remember that if the minions are like below 35% HP, you do 200% more damage on the minions with Kai'Sa Q. Remember that, he knows this obviously. And I'm very surprised that he's actually pushing and he's not recalling when Jhin already recalled, right? But the reason why he's doing this is because he's 300 gold away from the item. He's strong side since Poppy is actually going to bot lane and Jarvan is also bot proximity. So this is why he's doing it. Obviously, now you might say, oh, besides, so you're telling me that if I'm 300 gold away and my Jarvan is top and my Poppy is petting top, should I recall in that situation? Yes, you should. So when you recall, most importantly, you need to pay attention to how much gold you need. Second, most importantly, you need to check, you know, your minimap and like if your teammates are around you. And something that can, you know, break the recall is if you're low. If you're low and there is a high chance that you die, you anyways don't even care about how much gold you have, most of the cases. So now he's actually he doesn't miss that W, but his spacing is like really good. And he's playing a locked camera. Ooh, that actually killed him. I can't believe it. That is not illegal. Let's see. Q, and then he Q'd. That skin damage. That skin of Jhin does a lot of damage. At least he does have the item. Okay, and yeah. So the thing is, he plays locked camera, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, it is bad to play locked camera." It's like, well, if you play like Peyz, like, and what do I mean by that? Like, if you play with locked camera, but you unlock it a lot, and every time when you play laning phase, at any given time, you're seeing the HP of the enemies. You're always, you know, unlocking so many times like Peyz does right now. As you guys can see, you're clicking on the minimap. That's good. But from my experience, players that are below diamond, if they play locked, it's that kind of locked the whole game kind of game, or they move it, but not enough. Like even now, like pay attention to the Peyz camera. Like he's always moving it. Look at his click. He's clicking on the map, right? So that's how we should do it, because at any given time, if you want to take a decision in League of Legends, you need to have information, you need to have intel, you need to actually decide based on something, based on the people that are around you, based on their HP and stuff like that, right? So what does it mean? Well, this simply means that you just need to know, right? You just need to know, you know, exactly what is happening, what is going on, how much HP the people have. So let's see what Peyz is going to do right here. I'm sure he's going to come back in this game. He does have Jarvan, Poppy, Jax, pretty decent pick to pick Kai'Sa here. So I like his positioning. He's hovering. This is the perfect positioning. I really love this. So he's close enough to Poppy. So if the Alistar goes in, obviously he can follow. If Poppy tries to do something crazy, he does have ulti, so he might be able to, you know, he could consider going in. So this is what I call perfect positioning. No, you don't have to stay here parallel. No, you don't have to stay in Africa. You have to stay close enough to your support. So if he goes in, you can actually follow if you want. And second of all, if Alistar is you know, going on Poppy, then you want to be able to follow. And we can see the Peyz positioning like really well, obviously. So here Poppy has the W and is like playing really well and really aggressive, but a lot of people will tell me, oh coach, you know, my Poppy doesn't W, my Poppy is bad. But the reality is that he's positioning so well that even if Poppy doesn't W, check this out guys, check his movement, just pay attention to his movement. If Alistar is gonna combo now, he will always combo WQ here, so he's always away of the range. So this is why I tell a lot of people, if you have good positioning in the lane phase, good positioning will mean if you have a good support, a Morgana that, you know, spell shields you, you will be safe. But if you have a bad Morgana that doesn't spell shield you to, you know, block a hook, you will still not get hit by it. That's the definition of good positioning. Being in a position where no matter what your support does, you're safe. And this is this is the definition of perfect positioning in the lane phase, right? So super important. Okay, he does have static shift. He's gonna play aggressive. Obviously, he's gonna hover his support always. He's not gonna stay too close to him, and now he can't really do much. Tries to W for vision, and he actually considered to go in. He will perma push here. Jarvan is mid lane. I think he's gonna go towards mid lane. Then he's probably gonna go on the Jhin. He's pinging. His map awareness is absolutely amazing. Looking there, as I said, not locked camera, and he has a so his mouse is like a pretty heavy one, like 80 grams mouse, like a very old Logitech G Pro mouse, and he plays on a really fast pad. Like he does have 800 DPI, so he really needs to make sure he's not lazy, you know, and he's looking. But I guess it's easier even if you have like more DPI. It's even easier to look on the minimap. Obviously, you need to also have the control. So 1.5k goal, I think it's just gonna insta recall, and then I think he's gonna play for grubs. No, I don't recommend you to play for grubs and group mid lane before the tower is gone on bot lane, because your jungle and support will probably not gonna play around you. But for Peyz, since he's challenger and he's actually strong enough for him to fight for the grubs, he's gonna go mid. So this is the concept. Are you strong enough to fight for the grubs, to move top lane? Usually not. As an AD carry, you're not, and you should respect the rule. Let me get the tower first, bot lane, and then try to... Ooh, okay, he still has ulti. Usually you just want to take the tower, bot tower, before you group mid, but if you know you're strong enough for the grubs and your mid lane already agreed that he's gonna go to bot lane, obviously then you can just group a bit faster on mid lane. But yeah, in low elo it's unrealistic. Like, so many people will like do a lot of like random stuff, like super random stuff. Like they will they'll simply not play around you. You will group mid lane, your jungle is gonna do blue buff, and just making such a big commitment to move mid lane in low elo when your jungle doesn't actually play around you, it's not so good if you do it before the first tower. Let's see what Peyz is gonna do. 1000 gold up. He needs to recall at the same time with the other people, so we can see on the minimap Poppy recalled right here. The Jarvan is one camp away of recalling, and I don't think he's gonna recall here anymore. Is he gonna recall here? Yeah, he's gonna stay, obviously, because now he uses the fake recall technique. Like, he makes them think that, you know, he recalled, and we can see how well he plays around that. Like, look at this. He knows exactly that everything that they see is like this, right? And he stays away of it. Pay attention to him. He's always like pressing S here. Really good by Peyz. And obviously he has to stay, because if he doesn't stay, then... Oh, he actually gets a kill, but I don't know why Alistar does go in, because it's like, you get the tower, you know Jarvan is over the wall, take the tower, run away, recall, because you just got an objective, and then you just play for top tower or bot tower, depending on, you know, where is your jungle. But like now, I feel like this is such a forced play, and Peyz immediately catches it. He tries to go E in, he knows they don't have the charm, and this is what I also like for Peyz. Like, he's paying attention a lot to the abilities in the game, like now, is the combo of Alistar and the charm that was just missed. So he knows that the charm right now is like around 8-9 seconds. So he's just walking up, he's Eing in, he's trying to do something, and now he knows that the charm is like 2 seconds and she might flash, and he immediately backs off. Another important skill that you should have as an AD carry, whether you want to play better lane or later stages, is ability cooldown cooldown tracking. And a lot of people tell me, besides, are you crazy, you know, do you want me to know 200 champions cooldown? Like, who knows that Katarina Q is 11 seconds and Ahri charm is 12 seconds at level 3, and no, you don't need to know that, but you need to like be able to estimate. So if you don't know that the Ashe is like Ashe W is 18 seconds and you tell me it's 5 seconds, then you're in big trouble. If you tell me it's 15 seconds or 20 seconds and it's actually 18, you're fine. You're not in big trouble, right? So you have to estimate it like roughly, and you have to make sure you're not like wrong by a huge margin. That is really it. That is really it, right? Like, you don't need to be perfect with the cooldown, but cooldown understanding is pretty important. Like, first of all, knowing what abilities you need to respect in a team fight, like charm or Alistar combo, they're cool. Like, first of all, you need to know about their existence. Second of all, super important to know their range, like how far can you, like, do you need to be to avoid this, and obviously the cooldown. These 3 things you have to really pay attention, and this is why there are many players that are like stuck in low elo and they can't improve. It's like really hard for them to improve, and they're just stuck. They can't improve. They try, they feel like nothing is working out, and this is why people book coaching session. Here where you can see on the screen, there are people. This guy was bronze 4 before the coaching session. He got platinum. He's actually platinum 2 peak as a player. This guy, he started coaching like a month ago. In a month, he got from silver 1 to emerald 4. As you can see, this is his games. Jinx is meta right now. We all know it. So if you really want to get better, you should really try my coaching session. This guy was a gold player. He is master, 85% win rate. He's actually picking grandmaster. So if you didn't try coaching session, please trust me, it's absolutely amazing. And if you truly want to get better, if you truly have, like, if you feel like nothing is working for you and you can't improve, and you are serious about improving in this game, definitely go ahead to Peyz.com and book the coaching session, guys. Okay, so let's see what he's gonna do right here. So he's gonna go top. He will immediately, so what I like about this play is that, first of all, he pushes top. He has only 700 gold. He pings immediately that he wants to go top. He doesn't need to recall. He goes top immediately. And then now he's actually predicting, as you guys can see, the RW right there. He tried, and now he has 1.2k gold. So he's going to recall immediately. I do think he's going to stay now since Ahri is greeting this. He's going to take the tower recall and probably playing into mid lane. Just recalls, goes back to mid lane, and then what? Well, it's pretty simple. When you don't know what to do in an AD carry, especially when you play like Kai'Sa, you play either around jungle or around the support, right? So let's see what he's gonna do right here. Okay, so he pushes and he plays around jungle, as I said. He immediately moves. I feel like a very important skill on Kai'Sa is just map awareness, really. Okay, you need to know your combos, you need to know animation cancel. The RW mechanic is like really important. But at the same time, you need to have good map awareness, because if you're not in the fight, then it's gonna be bad. Now he's gonna push mid, go back to top lane probably. Okay, he's actually going back to mid. W is first. Alistar does have Q, does have W, does have everything. He's gonna try to play around the jungle. Remember, this jungle is Canyon, so he has the like literally the Gen.G jungle as well. He's looking to hover here. Really nice, I like it. He can't really go in, so he's pushing the wave mid lane. So he makes sure he doesn't actually let them to move there. W, and he can ulti actually. He has flash on the combo, so he's thinking about these things. He knows his damage perfectly. Ooh. Okay. Let's go. Okay, so is this worth? I feel like he shouldn't really ulti the Jhin there. He should just keep it for the fight, because if he gets like 2 people in the fight, it's much more important than Jhin. But obviously this is a hindsight decision. It's like very difficult to like know in the moment. Like, you have an opening on Jhin, you take it. You don't know that like they're gonna fight top or not. Okay, pushing mid lane. He does have the component of the Zhonya's. He uses E in. I really like this. Like, he sees Poppy goes in. The charm was missed and he E's immediately in. Like there is no tomorrow. And now obviously the call is simple. You take the skill, you ping Baron like really fast. what I like, did you guys see that? Like what he does is as he's fighting, he has his W ulti very soon, right? So he's looking if Jin is gonna follow. Look at his camera. Why is this camera here? Is because he wants to know if Jin wants to W him, just so he can W into ulti into killing Jin. So you see his camera, guys? Like he's clicking here just because he wants to W ulti and kill him. So as he's fighting, he's already thinking that, okay, I want to catch this guy. As he's fighting, he doesn't need to think about attacking or, you know, moving out or kiting, or he's that good. Okay, and now he's gonna push mid, and he's just gonna keep pushing mid lane right here. He doesn't recall after the push here. Usually after Baron you immediately recall, but now he knows that one, the guy is bot lane there. Two people are dead with pretty significant death timers, and so obviously he can easily do this. He's gonna take the tower, and I think he's gonna immediately recall. I don't think he's gonna, yeah, he's gonna just recall at the same time with the people. He's pinging the Drake. I like this. I mean, in solo queue, some people will just do Uga Booga stuff. So being very consistent is important. Pinging and not following like Uga Booga plays. And I feel like this is what we saw this game. Like he didn't win the laning phase. He didn't lose it, but he didn't win it. But then he came back. His map awareness was great. He always played with his jungle. He always was ready to fight with his jungle. He always did the right play in terms of the macro. He stayed close enough to his teammates to follow, but he didn't like go in int or like commit too hard on the plays that shouldn't exist. But at the same time, he didn't like let his teammates die and, you know, ignore the plays, which is like really good. Which is really, really good. And yeah, this is just, the game is like a bit over. The thing is, they have Jin. Jin is one of the strongest champion in the game right now. Jin, Jinx, Kai'Sa. I did actually post a tier list on the Patreon, and Patreon people will get special videos for AD carry and tier list as well. And this video that you're gonna see right now, obviously it is first on the Patreon. Actually, people on Patreon, they have like early access, like 1-2 weeks earlier for the tier list, for everything that is posted on YouTube. So there is that. Let's see what Peyz is gonna do. So what do I like the most from Peyz? So first of all, I like his mechanics. I think that even compared to like some of the best players, his mechanics are great. Second of all, I like that he's a pretty good laner, and I feel like he knows really well. He has a really good understanding about how to play bot lane in the early game. And then in the later stages, he's just, you know, knowing his champion very well. But I think that the most important thing for Peyz is that he's young and he has great mechanics. Because macro and AD carry in super high elo, well, it's important, but if you're challenger, you're probably already, and he at his level, like, I would prefer to have at this level a better AD carry mechanically and a little bit worse macro, and in the enemy team the better macro AD carry, like a little bit better but worse mechanics. I prefer having the worse macro guy. And again, I only say this in Peyz situation, when he plays with Chovy, with Canyon, with the best in the world, with Lehens, he can just tell them, you know, he can just ask them, he can just follow them. It's easy. Of course, if you're in bronze, silver, gold, emerald, macro is very important. Like, I'm not saying you should, you know, okay, now the coach said that macro is not important. No, macro is important. But just at his level, I feel like it's just, if you have better mechanics, it will actually pay off. Because macro, you're just gonna follow your teammates. You have like Chovy, you have like so many good players in your team. So it's just GG. Ooh, did you guys see that? Like, he's kiting, and what I like, he doesn't panic here, okay? He could Zonias, but what he does is like, at the very last second, he just Zonias. And what he does is like, he's looking at the bullet if it's gonna hit him, and then he's just gonna Zonias right before it hits him. So usually this is what pro players do. They actually dodge, and if they see that the missile doesn't hit, they don't actually use the flash or the Zonias. But if they see that the missile line is actually on them, they use Zonias right before the ult is like here, like the bullet is right here. So they're like very good at knowing when to flash, and they know their limits. Obviously they play so much, so it's like not normal, but that's how you achieve it, you know, practicing really hard. But yeah, this is Peyz, and ooh, I really like this. Like, he can ulti over the wall, right? He knows it. And this is why I don't recommend Kai'Sa and low elo. It's because people, they don't use these things. They don't use these combos. So now he ults here, and then he is gonna go over the wall on this guy, and then after that, it's gonna just go on the Jin. But now, since he knows that Ahri is actually stronger than Jin in terms of items, and he has barrier, he's just gonna go on the first target. This is gonna be like, he's gonna die. Like, this is a bit deep though, because Canyon is like, for some reason, just going top. I guess he's just playing for the Baron. So they had like different plan. Again, remember, this is SoloQ. Whether it's Challenger or Bronze, it's SoloQ. So people will do like random stuff. They will try out things, you know. So it's like absolutely normal, okay? It's absolutely normal. Yeah, and then the game is just over. He has, like, this guy has, he literally has like 10 farm, like 11 farm per minute. And look at this, like, pay attention to this. So he's the closest target, okay? He's the closest target. He is in. He could ulti here, like right here, and then auto this guy. He could ulti here and auto this guy, but he doesn't because he's like, I don't need my ulti. I'm gonna keep my ulti if I really need it. And now he really needs it, right? He really needs it. And he's so fast. He's so fast, so fast. And now he gets Nash. And what is he gonna do after getting Nash? Well, he's just gonna recall into going bot. He's probably gonna play 1-3-1 because Jax and Aurelion Sol, they're very good at 1-3-1. Especially Jax, but also Aurelion Sol is very good. And yeah, he can just play for vision because he does have Kai'Sa ulti with Jarvan combo and Poppy. So getting vision on the walls, getting vision in the jungle, getting vision in the fog is like super important in this composition. And that is that. This is how you can achieve greatness. You know, having good mechanics and knowing a lot about your champion, but also like having a good understanding about the map. It's that simple. Well, it looks simple, but this can take like 10,000 of games for you. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or if you have any suggestions about the next player, let me know. And obviously, if you didn't book yet coaching session, you're absolutely missing it out. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.